Hi. Uh, you're joining me inside the forest where I filmed my haunted scary video. Also, this is the exact location where I filmed the little tiny mouse whisperer video, if you guys remember that from a few years back. I've got a video going out soon about my injection, because I had a hormone injection. Well, I didn't, and I will, and that's a thing. That's a whole separate video in itself. Just go check that out. Today, I wanted to talk about doubting transition, because it was a comment that came up to me on my Facebook page, Roxy Clark Official. Go check it out, link in the description below. I get a couple of questions on there, and these questions can vary from a lot of different things. From like trans kids to people doubting to people talking about their experiences, and I really enjoy reading those messages, and I get the odd few every couple of months, and it's nice to be able to talk about situations and stuff that I don't think I would have normally talked about. And I had a message a couple of days ago asking me about doubting transition. I've doubted myself a lot in the past when it comes to my transition, and the way I explained it to them was it's kind of like the devil and the angel on your shoulders, okay? So you've of course got the devil, who is your subconscious, who's an absolute dick. But let's be honest, the devil is a dick, and no one cares what he thinks. I think that's the best way to explain it. Your subconscious plays a big role when it comes to transitioning and doubting. Because when you come out to your family, of course you're thinking, oh God, what are they going to think? What's the doctor going to say? What's going to happen? Your mind builds this alternate future for you where all of the bad stuff happens. And that can be killer for transition. If you let that doubt get to you, that can cause issues. It can cause you to not want to transition because you could be affecting those people around you. And it played a big part when I came out. The main thing I worried about was my dad and what he'd think, and that was almost detrimental to my transition because I wasn't going to transition. You've got to realise that a lot of the stuff that your mind makes up to make you worry and make you panic is bollocks. Your mind is a douche, and it can cause a lot of issues. When I realised that, and I realised that my future was more important and my happiness was more important, and it was what I wanted to do, I pushed through and I did it. It's kind of like peer pressure, I suppose. Don't ever be peer pressured not to transition by someone who doesn't want you to transition. Never be peer pressured to transition. If, let's say, one of your best friends is transitioning and they peer pressure you to transition, don't do it. If that's not what's going to make you happy, don't do it. And the mind is a very awkward and silly thing, and I really just sometimes hate it. I mean, I've had issues doing videos and stuff before, and I've had issues with certain parts of my transition, and at some points I've wanted to give up. But you know what? I know deep down that it's what's going to make me happy. And one of the things that they brought up was the NHS, and that they feel like the NHS doesn't really want to have to fund them and won't have enough money, and are being a burden towards the NHS. Let me just say right now, the NHS sucks, okay? They don't care, and I don't want to sound negative, but they don't care for good or worse. They basically get our transition, and they're like, right, we're going to give these people what they need. Yes, it might take 5 years to actually get through to that, but they don't care. They will just go ahead and do it, and literally, I think the cost of transition is probably the cheapest thing they have to actually deal with. It's not exactly that expensive. So I don't think that should be a worry for you. In terms of family and stuff, of course, that's a little bit more important. But I think even with family, you come first. Your happiness and your well-being comes first, definitely. Anyway, I've got a video coming out on my injection that I'm having. We'll see what happens with that, because right now I'm in the middle of that video, and this is a separate video. It's weird. You'll see what I mean when it happens, but I don't know what else to say apart from I'm going to go and buy some drinks now. Bye! Down to transition. Comment down below with your thoughts, tell me what you think, but until next time, that's me, out. Vegas.